has moved off the front pages, but it's still front of mind for a lot of people here. Tonight, a team of Canadian doctors will head to Ukraine to determine how they can best help out in that country. More than 100 people were killed in February during protests which ultimately led to the ousting of former President Viktor Yanukovych. Hundreds more have been injured, many with lingering after effects. Dr. George Huculak is a family doctor, and he's among those heading to Ukraine, and he joins me now to talk about the mission. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for talking to us before you head off. Tell me, what are you trying to find out when you arrive in Ukraine?
Well, our mission is basically a preliminary fact-finding one. We want to learn what is going on with the medical treatment in Ukraine. Obviously, the country is cash-strapped. They've had a huge sort of collective trauma with what's been happening over the past few months. And we want to go there to learn specifically where the medical needs lie and where any resources that we are able to provide should be focused.
So which parts of the country will you head to first?
We're going to all fly into Kyiv, into the capital, and there's a good chance, everything is quite fluid, but we're supposed to also be in western Ukraine, in Lviv. There is an opportunity to go into eastern Ukraine, into Donetsk also, because there are injuries there, and there is a great medical need there also.
So I gather you have family in Ukraine. Have they kind of prepared you a little bit about what you should expect to see once you arrive?
Not really. I mean, my family is sort of based in western Ukraine. To my knowledge, they've not been directly involved in the Maidan, sort of protests. Most of my preparation has been, over the past little while, and just following closely the events that have transpired over the past few months.
So based on that, what are you expecting to see when you get there?
Well, we've been told that, on the positive end, the people that are there, the medical personnel, the healthcare personnel, and the volunteers have done an amazing job with what they have, with their means. We've also been told that there are a lot of people, as was mentioned earlier, there are a lot of people with lingering injuries, specifically prosthetic needs. People have lost eyes, they've lost limbs, they've suffered traumas. Some have been adequately treated and released, but many still remain under care, and basically there's a huge need for additional medical help there.
Has Doctors Without Borders been involved at all?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Do you know why not?
I honestly wouldn't. Our briefings have been fairly recent. We are aware that there are other countries trying to provide aid, but one thing I should underscore here is that, Canada, probably worldwide, has been the leader in providing political and economic leadership, which is just, warms our hearts and is wonderful. Our mission is specifically, geared towards the medical side of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering what that's going to be like for you with the mandate of assessing the situation. As a medical professional, do you imagine that will be challenging instead of sort of diving in and treating people?
I think it will be challenging. I think our resources are best used, though, if we do have a trip such as this, where we're actually sending a plastic surgeon, an emergency physician, myself, a medical family medicine doctor, and another doctor who was trained in Ukraine but works as a physiotherapist in Canada. And I think it's a little more reasonable for us to go and do an assessment, so that then on this side of the border we can sort of pool the resources and concentrate the resources and funding where it's most needed.
Have you ever gone yourself into a situation like this before?
No, I've never been involved in something. So this is quite tinged with excitement for me, but also just a relief, because I've been watching these protests over the past months, as have many people, and there've been a lot of mixed emotions. And it's just absolutely wonderful to be able to contribute directly to helping ease the situation there.
I really appreciate you telling us about it, and I hope your trip goes well.
Thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate that too.
Dr. George Huculak is among a team of Canadian medical professionals heading to Ukraine this week to assess the medical needs in that country in order to determine how best they can help.